Let's
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh man, IE Sports Radio fans and professional wrestling fans around the world, what is going on? I know that intro was a little longer than usual, but I just had to let that awesome ass beat simmer because your boy SoCal Saint has beautiful taste in music. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, back at it again with another edition of the IE Elite Wrestling Show, your only source for everything that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your feed, your direct feed for all that is sports. That is IE Sports Radio. And you find us on a week of celebration. And that week of celebration I am talking about, guys, is the 9-year anniversary of this little thing we call IE Sports Radio. That's right. 9 years ago, actually as of yesterday, 9 years ago, IE Sports Radio celebrated its 9th year as an active source for just sports podcasting, broadcasting, blogging, everything you can think of. And it was all started in the year 2014 when my boy Larry B hit the airwaves, and we've just been off and running since. Hashtag 9 years and still running. Yes, It is the IE Sports 9-year anniversary, and so to be within the festivities and the celebrations going on all week long on every show that is a part of the network, a little later on before the end of the show, I will be giving you guys a little bit of a, since the number 9 is so prolific right now with our celebration, and I grew up as a fan of the Attitude Era of the WWE, which was the late 90s. See that? 90s? Look at that. It's correlating together, guys. I'm going to give y'all my top 9 picks for my favorite Attitude Era matches. That's going to be from late 1997 through late 1999 into early 2000. I know the Attitude Era technically lasted a little bit longer than that, so I'm going to try and keep it in that little window there to keep with the 9 theme. You get what I'm saying? So I'll give you all that later on. That's how we'll cap the show off today. We got a little bit of stuff to talk about today. We got a Night of Champions card that's going to be it's actually shaping up really well. We have the final set to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions. We'll discuss that as well. And we also going to discuss AEW Double or Nothing, which was definitely off my radar because I've been thinking about, I gave them props for All In that's sold out in Wembley Stadium in London. That's taking place this summer. But they actually have a big pay-per-view coming up the same weekend, which is next weekend, for Double or Nothing. So we will get WWE's pay-per-view that Saturday night with Night of Champions, and then the following day you got AEW's Double or Nothing. So we got a little bit of stuff to talk about, guys. Shout out to Larry B. I know he's in the chat room. Shout out to Taryn Rodriguez, also in the chat room. I appreciate you guys listening in. Hopefully we got some more of you guys listening in. Don't be shy. If you're listening in, just say hello. It's cool, I'll acknowledge you. I'll give you a little shout out. It's all good. And let's see. Let's jump into it right now, guys. This was something I actually tweeted about this, and I didn't get a chance. I don't believe I got a chance to talk about it on the last episode of the show. But WWE has just signed another Olympic gold medalist to the company, and this Olympic gold medalist. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. Yes. WWE has signed Tamara Mensah Stock. She's the Olympic gold medalist, the first ever black female athlete to win an Olympic gold medal in women's freestyle wrestling. Can you believe that? That is crazy. She earned the honor after winning the women's freestyle 68 kilograms competition at the Tokyo Olympics. She has reportedly signed a deal. She has already reported to the Performance Center down in Orlando, and her goal, as she told ESPN, is to make it to the main roster within 1 year. So there it is, another Olympic gold medalist in the ranks of the WWE, following in the footsteps of Kurt Angle, of Gable Steveson, and now Tamara Mensah Stock is a part of that elite class. That's 3 Olympic gold medalists in the ranks of the WWE roster. That's insane. That's congratulations to her. That's awesome to see. Hopefully she'll be a force to be reckoned with, and she'll turn that talent from freestyle wrestling into a talent in the WWE world of professional wrestling. Got a little bit of this is a little bit of entertainment news, but it definitely falls into the realm of wrestling news. If you're a fan of the National Wrestling Alliance and also a fan of the band from the 90s, look at that, we're keeping with the 9 thing, guys. The Smashing Pumpkins, the lead singer Billy Corgan, if you subscribe to Disney Plus, the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, who is also the owner of the National Wrestling Alliance, Billy Corgan, will be making a guest star appearance on the new streaming show on Disney Plus, The Muppets Mayhem. That's a new Muppet show about the band, the Mayhem, Animals, the drummer, if you were a Muppets fan growing up like I was. Billy Corgan is making a special guest appearance on that show. If you're a fan of the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, and just a fan of Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins, check it out, guys. And if you're also a fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise, I don't mean who isn't, you do know very well that John Cena recently joined the franchise in the last installment as Dom Toretto's long-lost brother, Jacob. And John Cena will be returning to the franchise in the newest edition, Fast 10, which is supposed to drop this Friday in theaters worldwide. Not only that, apparently what a lot of people thought was never going to happen because of their public feud, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of course, the most electrifying man in sports and in entertainment, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is apparently returning to the franchise as Hobbs in Fast 10 after stating that he would not return to the franchise. And not only that, Vin Diesel has confirmed that this finale to the Fast and the Furious franchise is no longer just going to be a two-parter, it is now a three-part finale. So expect 2 more sequels after Fast 10, where John Cena and The Rock will reunite on screen. Wow. So, movie fans and wrestling fans alike, you should your nips should be quite hard at this. And let's see what else is going on in the world of professional wrestling here. We're going over to the land of the rising sun. Japanese professional wrestling news here, guys. If you're a Japanese wrestling fan, listen up. Pro Wrestling Noah has announced a big match for its September 3rd show. Former mixed martial artist, big mixed martial arts legend here, and he's a big fan of Japanese wrestling. He's been a part of it. He actually used to be a commentator for the English commentary team in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Is now on his, on his own now, taking his own bookings and getting into the ring. He's already dabbled here. He's put on shows during WrestleMania weekend. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is one of those big independent shows that always happens during WrestleMania weekend. But yes, Josh Barnett will be making his in-ring debut for Pro Wrestling Noah when he faces the co-founder of the group Pancrase and two-time King of Pancrase winner Masakatsu Funaki in a martial arts match. That is what the match is being dubbed as, a martial arts match. The event is the final night of the promotion's N1 Victory Tournament and will take place from the Edion Arena in Osaka, Japan. Barnett versus Funaki is the only match that has been announced for this show thus far. But that's a huge match for Pro Wrestling Noah. That's definitely going to put some butts in the seats for this match. Josh Barnett taking on Masakatsu Funaki one-on-one in a martial arts match. This guy is also a prospect of AEW. He's also headed to Japan. This guy has already signed an agreement to sign with AEW upon his 18th birthday. The high schooler wrestling prodigy known as Nick Wayne is his name. He's 17 years old currently. Will be making his Japanese wrestling debut when he travels to the company known as DDT Pro Wrestling. See him at the June 25th Korakuen Hall, July 1st Yokohama, July 2nd Osaka, and July 7th Shinjuku shows. And actually during this trip, I don't know exactly when his birthday is in July, but Nick Wayne will be turning 18 in the month of July and is currently scheduled to make his AEW television debut on the July 12th AEW Dynamite episode. So yes, Nick Wayne, before he hits the national airwaves here in the States, he's going to be traveling to Japan to wrestle for DDT Pro Wrestling on a little mini tour there. June 25th at Korakuen Hall, July 1st in Yokohama, July 2nd in Osaka, and then finally July 7th in Shinjuku, Japan. So check that guy. If you're in Japan, check it out, guys. Oh, I should have mentioned this during my little tidbit about the movie news with the two other movie news tidbits that I had. But one half of the finals for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions, Seth freaking Rollins will actually be, and I wish I could show you a picture so you can see it for yourself, because I'm looking at it right now on my phone, but Seth freaking Rollins has actually gotten a part in the newest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He will be a member of the Serpent Society. I don't know who. I don't know currently what his character's name is, but he will be playing a member of the Serpent Society in Captain America New World Order. It's the 4th installment in the Captain America franchise. It's the first Captain America film without the former Captain America, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. This will be the first for Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson as Captain America. If you watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this film takes place after the events of that show that streams live on Disney Plus. Seth freaking Rollins is got a part in that film. That's pretty cool to hear. So Seth freaking Rollins will be making his feature film debut in Captain America New World Order. So stay tuned for a release date on that. Man, just wrestlers just popping up in Hollywood, guys. This is fucking awesome. And not to mention, if you haven't already, I'm planning on watching it tomorrow. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is tearing it up in theaters today. Since 2 weeks ago now, I think. They've been just killing it. And of course, the former World Heavyweight Champion and definite first round Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, Dave Bautista, currently in that film as well. So check it out. Wrestling and Hollywood seems to go hand in hand, doesn't it? It's kind of crazy that way. This coming Friday night, SmackDown will be live on Fox, of course. They're going to be live. But also, if you're going to be attending SmackDown this Friday, you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck, because they're going to be filming 2 episodes of SmackDown for the price of one. They will be doing a double taping of SmackDown this Friday. They'll have the live show, and then after the live show is over, they'll be taping next week's episode of SmackDown, because I believe after Monday night on Raw is live, this next episode of Raw, the crew, the WWE crew, everybody is going to be traveling to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to get prepared for next Saturday night's Night of Champions pay-per-view. And so this Friday night, SmackDown will be live, and then a second episode of SmackDown will be taped for the live crowd there. So you get 2 shows for the price of one. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to end on a little bit of somber news, and I have to ask our pro wrestling fans and the pro wrestling gods to please keep your thoughts and prayers with WWE Hall of Famer and wrestling legend superstar Billy Graham. He is definitely needing prayers and thoughts of love and support. He has been recently dealing with a lot of numerous medical issues, including COVID-19 and a horrible ear infection that has spread to his brain, apparently. This past Monday morning, his wife, Valerie Coleman, shared on Facebook that the doctors wanted to remove him from life support tonight, but she ultimately refused. She is asking for anything you could do for her husband, the legend. If you were a fan, if he ever entertained you at all, please, if you can, donate to his GoFundMe page at www.gofundme.com/F/superstar-Billy-Grams-recovery-fund. That again is GoFundMe.com/F/superstar-Billy-Grams-recovery-fund. And if you have nothing to give, just please add Billy Graham to your prayers. Just say a little when you're saying your prayers to for your family and for your friends. Add superstar Billy Graham in there. He needs any love and support and any prayers that you can give. So prayer warriors out there, if you're listening, let's send some prayers to superstar Billy Graham for a speedy recovery. And that's some of the latest news here in the world of professional wrestling. With that said, I want to we're going to take a quick little break. I hate to end that on a somber note, so I do apologize for that, guys. But when we come back, we're going to go over AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view, what's been announced for it so far, what potentially could be what could potentially be scheduled for the show, because so far, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 official matches announced for a pay-per-view that's happening next Sunday. Not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday on the 28th. But hopefully, Tony Khan and crew will get their shit together and announce some matches this coming Wednesday and Friday on Dynamite and Rampage. But with that, we will be back with a short little break, and stay tuned, guys.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just tuning in, this is the IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. If you're just tuning in, guys, we're continuing the week-long celebration. 9 years and still running. It's the 9-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio. Yeah! Wait, that didn't do it justice. Let me get some effects in here. Where's the screaming crowd? Yeah, there we go. Yeah! That's right, yeah. I know, right? Give it up, guys. Give it up. Give it up to IE Sports Radio. 9 years, running still strong. And I got, while we were taking a short break, I was kind of here, just sitting, meditating, and from the heavens above, we have a visitor. And he's doing this specifically for the founder of IE Sports Radio, Larry B. If he's listening, he wants to say a little something.
Oh, yeah. I just want to come here. It's the Macho Man Randy Savage. I just want to come here and I just want to tell Larry B, I'm really proud of you, man. You did your thing. You rose to the top. Because you know what? Cream always rises to the top. Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is take a hold of the podcasting world like a Slim Jim and slip into it. Oh, yeah. 9 years and still running. IE Sports Radio. Get with the madness. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Macho Man Randy Savage. Rest in peace, sir. That was awesome. Did you hear that, Larry? Macho Man Randy Savage giving you props on the 9-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio. That's just awesome. You gotta love those legends, man. Rest in peace to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Well, speaking of wrestling, we're gonna keep it going, guys. This show... This coming Sunday, not this coming, God, I keep getting my days wrong. It is going to be next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday. Sunday, May 28th, coming to you live from the T-Mobile Arena in the Las Vegas suburb of Paradise, Nevada. It'll be Memorial Day weekend pay-per-view, AEW's Double or Nothing. This is going to be, I believe, the 5th annual Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Double or Nothing famously was the very first AEW pay-per-view after AEW launched as a company. And so a lot of big moments and big matches took place at this event. And we have a big main event match that has been announced for this show. It will be a Pillars 4-way match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the pillars of AEW, reportedly, are the participants in this match. Darby Allin will take, let me rephrase this. It'll be MJF defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Darby Allin. These 4 men have been known as the pillars of AEW, the future of AEW, these 4 superstars. Each one of them have tasted gold at some point in their AEW career. Jungle Boy Jack Perry has been a Casino Battle Royal winner and a former AEW World Tag Team Champion. Darby Allin, a former multiple-time TNT champion, as well as Sammy Guevara, being a multiple-time TNT champion. And, of course, MJF, the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion. This will be the second title defense in MJF's title reign, his first being the Iron Man victory he had over Bryan Danielson at the last pay-per-view Revolution. The second match announced for the show, the only other match, to be honest, that was announced for the show so far, it will be for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Special guest referee announced for this match, Mark Briscoe will be the special guest referee for this match. It'll be FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This is going to be definitely a match of emotions here. Mark Briscoe is very close with Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal is very close with his brother, God rest his soul, Jay Briscoe. But Mark Briscoe is also very close with FTR after the 3 fantastic matches that he and his brother had with FTR, the series of matches they had over the course of a year. So I mean, a lot of emotions there. You got to believe this match is going to turn into a very personal tag team match, especially with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. There have been no other matches yet announced for this show besides these two matches, but I do believe that this coming week we will see a big match announced. It only seems like it's got to go this way. It's going to be the Elite taking on the Blackpool Combat Club in some capacity. Either it's going to be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Bryan Danielson, or any variation of the four of the Blackpool Combat Club members, unless Hangman Adam Page rejoins the Elite, and we get a 4-on-4 match. So all four members of Blackpool Combat Club, including Wheeler Yuta, take on the Elite at its full force with Omega, the Bucks, and Hangman Page. But we will see. I know for sure that's got to be a match that's announced for the show at some point. Possibly a women's championship match should be announced for the show between the current champion, Jamie Hayter, and either Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, or Saraya. So we'll just have to wait and see. I guess check out Dynamite tomorrow and Rampage on Friday, and we should have something. We should know more about the landscape of what is going to be announced for AEW's next pay-per-view. It's just very odd that AEW doesn't have a more set in stone card for a pay-per-view event 2 weeks out. You know what I mean? Like, this just seems a little, I don't know what Tony's thinking. Maybe he's like too involved with the, too concerned with the sellout of the stadium show, their first ever stadium show in Wembley Stadium this coming summer, where his priorities are not with what's going on right now. I know you can look to the future, but you got to get there first. So you know what I mean? Like, you got to build a foundation to get to the future. And I don't think Tony Khan is doing the right thing here, not announcing, or not at least attempting to announce more matches for this pay-per-view. And for what I could see online, I was showing that there's many seats still available. It's only sold over 7,500 tickets so far, from what I can see. If that's changed, then cool. You don't have to quote me on that, but that's what I saw as of last night when I looked up the tickets for the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. They still had quite a bit of seats empty and have yet to be sold. So we shall see in the coming these next 2 weeks or this next week what happens with AEW. But that's the pay-per-view. Of course, it's going to be again Sunday, May 28th, from the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. AEW Double or Nothing. WWE's next pay-per-view, of course, is going to be Night of Champions. Yes, that's right. It was originally announced to be the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view, but now it is going to actually be the Night of Champions. And it's going to be coming to you live from the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This will be the first Night of Champions event held on a Saturday, and it'll also be the first Night of Champions event held in Saudi Arabia. This will be the 9th event to be held in Saudi Arabia. This is a part of a 10-year partnership that WWE signed with the country of Saudi Arabia, known as the Saudi Vision 2030, to put on at least, I think, 2 shows a year for the next 10 years. So this is the 9th show that will be taking place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And these are the matches that have been announced so far for this event. After winning a Battle Royal to become the number 1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther has his next opponent for the Intercontinental Championship live in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It will be Gunther, the leader of Imperium and the reigning defending Intercontinental Champion, defending the title against Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali surprising many with his victory during the Battle Royal, where he double eliminated Ricochet and Bronson Reed with a drop kick to the outside of the ring. Mustafa Ali gets his chance at the Intercontinental title in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Will WWE pull the trigger and take the title off of Gunther, or is this going to be a total decimation by Gunther of Mustafa Ali? We shall see next Saturday night in Saudi Arabia. Another big match that was announced this past Friday night on SmackDown. It will be the Bloodline, the team of Solo Sikoa and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will challenge the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. Dissension is in the ranks of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns is upset. He's pissed off that the Usos could not get it done and grab the tag team titles back from Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens after they lost the titles at WrestleMania in Hollywood. And Roman basically telling the Usos, you owe me an apology for not getting the job done, so now I got to do the job myself. The tribal chief has spoken, and whatever is going on between the Usos and their little brother Solo Sikoa, something is going to come to a head. I feel like there's a bomb about to be blown up in the Bloodline. It's going to blow it up completely, and it may happen at Night of Champions. Do I think Roman and Solo are going to walk out with the titles? That's a good possibility, but there's also a possibility that the Usos may get involved thinking that they're doing the right thing and possibly cost Roman and Solo the titles, further creating more dissent within the ranks of the Bloodline. That's just my opinion. We shall see come next Saturday night in Jeddah. Another match announced after the beatdown he suffered a week ago on Raw. Their business that seemed to have been finished at Backlash is not. So at Night of Champions, it will be the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes going one-on-one once again with the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. And for the first time ever since Brock Lesnar has been back in the WWE, when he came back in 2012, this is the first time ever that Brock Lesnar has been at every premium live event, aka pay-per-view, premium live event of the calendar year. Brock competed at the Royal Rumble. Brock competed at Elimination Chamber. Brock competed at WrestleMania. Brock competed at Backlash. And now Brock will be competing at Night of Champions. That's 5 in a row. Brock has never done 5 pay-per-views in a row since he was full-time back in the year of 2002, 2003, when he was actually just wrestling full-time on a full-time WWE schedule. Not this part-time shit that he does now. So, I mean, big ups to Brock. I guess he's getting paid quite well to show up to every premium live event. And you know damn well he's going to get some of that Saudi money going to this show. So, Cody Rhodes is making his Saudi Arabian debut. This is going to be the first Saudi show Cody's ever been a part of since Cody was injured whenever WWE traveled to Saudi Arabia the previous year. So Cody will be making his debut in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The American Nightmare taking on the Beast Incarnate in a rematch from Backlash. And the biggest match on the card, of course, it is the tournament final for the inaugural World Heavyweight Championship. It will be Seth freaking Rollins and the man that toppled Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Bobby Lashley to earn his spot in this match. The phenomenal one, the leader of the OC, AJ Styles. Yes, this is going to be a fucking awesome match. These two guys are going to put on a barn burner for sure. Look at that, channeling my inner JR. I'm getting ready for that Attitude Era segment here in just a few moments. It'll be Seth freaking Rollins taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles to become the World Heavyweight Champion who will be the World Heavyweight Champion? AJ, of course, was drafted to SmackDown along with the OC, Gallows, Anderson, and Michin. If AJ is to be the winner of the world title, then I believe that him and the OC will be transferred back to Raw, obviously. They're not going to have the World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown. He's going to have to come to Raw. But if Seth freaking Rollins wins, that title stays on Raw. He's already a Raw superstar, and AJ and the OC will remain on SmackDown. But this is great. I can't wait to see this match. Seth freaking Rollins and AJ Styles definitely is going to be one for the history books. They're going to put on a damn good show in Saudi Arabia. Those fans aren't ready to see that classic to be had. It's definitely going to be a classic for sure. Two very talented athletes, two guys who very rarely have bad matches, and the two of them together should have a fantastic match. I'm very excited to see this match. It was very unexpected. I really thought they were going to go with Edge, honestly. I really thought that it was going to be Edge in the finals against Seth freaking Rollins. But just totally out of left field. AJ with a huge win. He pinned Edge to move on to his semifinal match against Bobby Lashley and defeated Bobby Lashley. And so, I mean, like, they really pushed AJ strong last Friday night. AJ hasn't been seen on television since last December when he had that terrible ankle injury that kept him out of Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania. So AJ's been gone quite a while. He's had time to rest, time to heal, and he put on a damn good show, had a strong push this past Friday night. So he really looks like a very strong competitor and a very strong opponent for Seth freaking Rollins. So this is going to be a fantastic, fantastic match. And this would be AJ's first taste of world title gold if he does win, since he was last WWE champion back in 2018, I believe. I think it was 2018, yeah, in 2018. So AJ hasn't been around a world title since then, so this is going to be good for him, as well as Seth. Seth hasn't been around a world title, I think, since 2017, around that same time, too. So it's been quite a while for both of them. So, both of these guys are going to really, really leave it all in the ring. And I have no clue as to who could be the champion. I know a lot of people just think automatically it's going to be Seth. I'm not so sure. I'm not completely sold that it's going to automatically go to Seth. But you'll have to tune in live by subscribing to Peacock. That's the Peacock app, because that's the only way you can watch WWE premium live events is subscribing to Peacock. And if I have to say it again, I have to sound like a broken record. It is only $5 a month, guys. $4.99 plus tax to subscribe to Peacock. I know you guys could do that. You won't even notice the $5 being taken out of your account every month. It's a blip. Just blip. It's gone. You don't even notice it. You spend $5. Hell, you spend $20 just driving away from your house. You could spend $5 a month to watch premium live events of the WWE and then some. You know what I mean? You just got to look at it that way. So these are the matches that have been announced. And also, last night, it will be confirmed once they sign on the dotted line next Monday night on Raw. But apparently, one other match that we're getting for Night of Champions will be WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus will be going one-on-one with the man, Becky Lynch. And they will have a contract signing for that match at WWE's next episode of Monday Night Raw next Monday night, just 6 days before the big event. So yes, Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus also has been announced for Night of Champions. Big show. See, now that's how you do it, AEW. Look at that. They have a lot of matches already announced, and they still got more coming. That's how you do it. Again, that's going to be next Saturday, May 27th, from Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We're going to take another quick little break, guys, and then we're going to get right into the festivities here for the 9 years and still running celebration of the 9-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio with my top 9 Attitude Era matches. Stay tuned, guys.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-host, Christopher Lehman. and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. They're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What is up, y'all? This is your boy, the SoCal Saint. If you're listening live, thank you. If you're listening on the download, thank you. It is the IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports. Again, we are celebrating the 9-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio. It's been, wow, just crazy. I can't believe 9 years have gone by that quickly. I remember the first time I was on this network. I probably should share that since it is Celebration Week. It was also the year that the show, that this network launched. It was late in the year in 2014. I had been talking to my boy Larry, kind of getting back in touch with him, and we started talking about podcasting. I think I just mentioned it like offhand, and he kind of just like ran with it and got me to do a wrestling show because I said that's what I was interested in. I wanted to do a wrestling podcast, and he had a co-host that he thought that we would gel together fairly well. I consider her the first lady of IE Sports Radio, Felicia Ruiz. I want to get her back on this show so we can kind of rekindle that magic that we had, but we kind of gelled together really well, and we were off and running. And I will never forget the very first episode of a show that we used to call The Gorilla Position. That was what the show was originally called. We talked about, it was a great first episode because we literally went on the air after the first, the WWE debut of wrestling legend, WWE Hall of Famer, Sting. Yes, Sting had debuted in the WWE, and our first show was scheduled for like later that week. So we had a very, very strong show to start off with, and it was just like we were off to the races and running, you know what I mean? And I will never forget that because that is just burned in my mind. Every time I think about Sting's WWE debut, I will always remember that my show with Felicia on IE Sports Radio followed very soon after that. So like those two, IE Sports Radio and Sting, funny enough, will always kind of be correlated together, and it's all thanks to my boy Larry B. So I just want to give him his flowers. That seems to be the common turn of phrase nowadays. Thank you, Larry. I do appreciate the time and dedication you put into this, and just thinking about your boy here, like rekindling an old friendship from back in the day. For many people who don't know, me and Larry went to high school together back in Paris, California. So, we for us to like rekindle that, many miles away from each other. He's still in California. I now live in Fort Worth, Texas, is a testament to the friendship that we built back in the day. So I just want to say thanks again, man, and congratulations for all that you've done with this network, man. And thank you for always saving a spot for me, man. I know I've kind of, with life has taken over at times where I had to dip out and kind of dip back in and dip out and then dip back in, and now I'm back again, and hopefully I don't pop away anytime soon again, barring, whatever changes in life happen. But, just want to give him his props for that, for sure. And just everything that this network has done and grown, and how many shows we have now. It's insane how things have changed, but in a good way. You know what I mean? In a fantastic way. So let's get into it. So with the theme being it's 9 years and still running, we are in the 9-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio. I wanted to present my top 9 matches from the Attitude Era. And I don't want to specifically focus on just WWE because I know the Attitude Era specifically is for the attitude, of the WWE. I mean, like when you use that term. But I should have probably used a better term. I should have probably went with the Monday Night Wars, because there was a lot of great matches in WCW around that time as well, and I don't want to ignore that as well, because that was such a great time to be a wrestling fan. You could just change the channel and just see what different things are happening and whatnot. But just from that era, from late '97 till about 2000, 2001. That was when the Attitude Era was really at its strongest. So, in no particular order, I'm going to go with... My first match is actually... That being said, my first match, number 9, from WCW, will be Goldberg... I know this is crazy. Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page for the WCW World Heavyweight title at Halloween Havoc 1998. That was probably the best match Goldberg ever had. And DDP was the one that gave him that match. These guys really put it all out on the line there, and they had a fantastic match. If you've never seen it, you should actually check it out. It's actually a very good match. At number 8, I'm going to be pulling a WWE match now. No Mercy 1999. Tag team ladder match, the very first ever in WWE history, tag team ladder match for the services of Terry Runnels, and I believe it was $25,000 or something like that. It was some ridiculous amount of money. The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian. This match was fucking phenomenal. This match sealed the deal on their careers and put these guys on the map, and then they actually got a standing ovation from the live crowd the following night on Monday Night Raw. Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys in a tag team ladder match, No Mercy 1999. At number 7, I'm going to put out this match. This is from the Royal Rumble 2000. Street Fight at the Royal Rumble 2000. Cactus Jack versus Triple H for the WWF Championship at the time. Just a great match. It was the beginning of Mick Foley's swan song to his retirement from professional wrestling. And this match ended with that crazy spot of Mick Foley taking a pedigree face first into thumbtacks. Mick Foley was a wild man through and through. That was a fantastic match. The Royal Rumble 2000, Triple H, Cactus Jack, Street Fight. At number 6, I do apologize if this isn't higher on the card for matches, but this is definitely one of my favorite matches. Definitely one of my favorites of both of these superstars, because they are in my top 5 for sure. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart, WrestleMania 13. The best match out of that pay-per-view, because WrestleMania 13 is really not that great. It's definitely one of the forgotten WrestleManias because it's just that forgettable. But you will never forget that match, the submission match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret the Hitman Hart, where the famous double turn happened at the end of the match, where Bret, walking into the match, was the babyface, Stone Cold was the heel, and at the end of the match, Stone Cold was the babyface, and Bret Hart became the heel, became the American-hating Canadian hero heel that he would end his WWE career as. And what more can you say? That was and that fantastic shot of Stone Cold just lifting up and screaming, blood dripping down his face, and you just see it into his teeth, just dripping from his head. Just that image, man, of Steve Austin just bleeding is an iconic image. They even put it on a T-shirt. That's how iconic that was. Coming in at number 5. This one's actually going to come from ECW. Yes, I'm gonna stretch out. This is going to be from ECW. This is going to be, I believe, from Hardcore Heaven, I believe, 1999. It was for the ECW World Television title. Jerry Lynn challenging Rob Van Dam for the ECW Television title. These guys had a fantastic match, a fantastic feud that stretched over the years. And this match was one of the best. I think it was their first meeting together. I hope I got that pay-per-view right. I believe it was Hardcore Heaven 1999. But these guys left it in the ring. Rob Van Dam was victorious, but damn, Jerry Lynn gave him a run for his money. A lot of us thought that RVD was losing that title that night. That's how much they made you believe that with how this match went. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to check out that match. Coming in at number 4. Number 4, y'all. Number 4. I'm going back to WCW for this one just because it means the most to me, as is this was the one that created my love for professional wrestling, like reignited that love for professional wrestling as a kid, and it just became a passion that I have never turned away from. It was the main event of WCW's Bash at the Beach 1997. Lex Luger and the Giant, representing WCW, taking on the team representing the New World Order, the NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and NBA champion Dennis Rodman. Yes, Dennis Rodman became a member of the NWO in the summer of 97 and got in the ring and had a match against the Giant and Lex Luger. Hogan and Rodman lost that match, but man, like, I was such a huge basketball fan at the time. I mean, who wasn't? This was like the final. This was like right before the last dance of Michael Jordan. This was like a year away from his second retirement from basketball, and everybody was just. I was just in love with basketball. I loved the Lakers growing up in Southern California. I loved the Bulls just because it was fucking Michael Jordan. I mean, how could you not? And Dennis Rodman. For some reason, Dennis Rodman stood out for me, and I loved Dennis Rodman because he was just so fucking out there and just weird. And to see him get into the ring and just see that spectacle of it, the whole nine, just really just wow. It just created this thing in me that grew into this passion that I still have to this day. I believe I was like 8, 9, or 10 years old or something like that, and I was 10 years old, yeah, because I was born in 87, so I was 10 years old. I am now 36, so that and I still love professional wrestling to this day because of that match. Number 3, Mick Foley, Mankind versus The Rock, December Monday Night Raw of 1999. This was the night that Mick Foley finally won. Or was this in 99? Or early 99, excuse me. Early 99, I do apologize. This was early 1999. Or late 98. Maybe it was late 98. God, I forgot. Anyway, I do apologize. I believe it's early 99, late 98. It was Monday Night Raw, Mankind versus The Rock for the WWE title. Stone Cold Steve Austin came out to a huge pop, hit The Rock in the head with a steel chair, costing The Rock the title. 1, 2, 3. Mankind, Mick Foley, becomes the WWF champion for the very first time in his career. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 2 will be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker, SummerSlam 1998. The Highway to Hell. A lot of people don't talk about this match, but I really enjoyed that match. That's definitely a favorite of mine for sure. And the number one pick for me, I got to. We're almost at the end of the time, but number one, of course, and this is a match that Larry always brings up when we talk about wrestling: Mankind versus The Undertaker, King of the Ring, 1998, Hell in the Cell. The match itself was whatever. It was just everything around it was the fucking craziest. Mick Foley being thrown from the top of the cage, being chokeslammed through the cage into the ring, a tooth being knocked from his mouth through his nose. The sheer punishment that Mick Foley put himself through for our entertainment. That is my number one Attitude Era match. And with that, guys, please tune in next week. Same SoCal Saint time, same SoCal Saint channel. I am your boy, the SoCal Saint. This has been the IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is sports, on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports. I think I said that twice. It is your direct. This is the IE Elite Wrestling Show. Your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. Happy 9-year anniversary, IE Sports Radio. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.